So, we all know the journey we took up to this point. After Riot realized that legendary skins don't sell as much as they used to, we got some legendary skins that got priced as ultimate skins. Then Riot attempted to push forward with new cosmetics. Mainly this started with an infamous cosmetic which became known as the $200 Jin skin, after which Riot kinda went wild on expensive skins in general. But that was all until the Faker Ahri arrived. Now, the arrival of Faker's Ahri, which got dubbed the $500 Ahri skin, even though yes, you could get it for like $450 if you bought the right bundles, marked an interesting moment in League's history. Because while Riot released a really expensive skin, unlike anything we've seen before, through the right marketing and through the right targeting of the right audience, and through the right popularity of a champion, Faker's Ahri became a big success. We don't know the exact amount of dollars it made, but we know it is in many millions. Since this skin made $2.3 million in 1 hour.
Apparently, the Faker shopping live stream yesterday in China made over 2.3 million USD in sale.
Of its own promotional stream. Which means that while the common player base was mad that Riot is now releasing skins that are not affordable by the majority of their players,
mano, Faker
the
é
truth
muito grande,
is that
mano.
League of Legends is so massive, and especially in Asia, that even a minority potentially means millions of players. And so even when targeting the small amount of whales, it is such a significant portion of the players that it is bringing in the big bucks. On top of this, a little bit later, Riot confirmed why they are pushing for these more expensive skins. They indirectly mentioned that League skins are so diluted now that most people just don't buy new skins anymore because they usually already have something else. And so in order for something to sell these days, it really needs to be special. Which is why Riot is experimenting with the mythic skins and stuff like that. But of course, we are still missing that one big point that happened during the release of Faker's Ahri. A point that is very crucial for today's video. And that is the fact that as soon as the Faker Ahri skin was announced,
Copyright, mano. Such a lonely day. Que é, mano?
the players organized a boycott. People would simply stop playing Ahri altogether. And they would ban the champion in every game so that the people who bought the Ahri skin couldn't even play it. It was a masterful plan, one that worked. And the bans went all the way up to 36% for about 4 days. After which everything went back to normal. So yes, it was once again proven that gaming boycotts don't really do anything. But now, history repeats itself. It is now exactly a year since the first incident. We are getting another $450.
Mano, os caras querendo banir Champion pros caras que gastaram dinheiro não poder jogar com o bagulho, mano. Cara, a Riot não tá nem aí, mano. Ela vai olhar e falar assim, foda-se, vocês são duros. Mano, daqui a pouco eles vão virar e falar assim, mano, quer saber? Quando lançar skin, não pode banir esse champion durante uma semana.
Skin in the Hall of
Daqui a
Legends.
pouco eles fazem
It is
isso
a
na
skin
Ranked,
for a
mano.
very popular champion, and so
Foda-se.
there might be the impulse for the players to do something about the situation. So, is there? Well, I don't wanna say no, because there's something really weird going on. But first, let's have a look at some stats. So you know how the Faker Ahri skin made $2.3 million in about an hour? Well, there is a lot of factors connected to this. First of all, Faker was the face of this skin, so it was obvious the sales would be inflated only because of that. But the skin is also mostly targeting the Korean audience, with League almost being a national sport in Korea. So again, there were predictions for big sales, which is why the $2.3 million makes so much sense. But that is also why it is gonna be really hard to compare any other skin to this one. You simply can't beat the Faker image. And so when we got the first reports about the Kaisa skin, it was obvious the numbers would be different. And as to how big of a difference that was? Well, within a similar time frame, that being only a few hours, Using a similar format for the promotional stream, the Uzi Kaisa bundles made about $3.2 million. Yes, while we don't know exactly how long it took, it is over the Faker Ahri skins, which again is an estimation coming only from the Chinese audience.
Mas é tipo assim, a gente tá falando é que tipo o Faker é muito grande na China da mesma forma que o Uzi é muito grande na Coreia, né? Quer dizer, o Faker é muito grande na Coreia da mesma forma que o Uzi é muito grande na China, só que a China tem 2 bilhões de pessoas e a Coreia tem tipo, sei lá, Coreia do Sul população. É dois estados de São Paulo. Estado de São Paulo, população. A Coreia é do tamanho do estado de São Paulo, cara, quase. Porra. China, população. Pô, vai tomar no cu, né? Como é que não vai vender mais, mano? Os caras têm 10 vezes mais gente. Não. 20 vezes. 30, sei lá, mano. Muitas vezes. Os caras têm 30 vezes mais gente. Porra, vai tomar no cu. Os indianos estão quantos? Índia. Caralho, os caras passaram os chinês. Daqui a pouco vai estar todo mundo. Everyone will be speaking English like that. And there's nothing you can do about it. No, 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 no. We'll be taking over your country. We'll be taking Brazil. We'll be taking Venezuela. We are going to sell cheaper. Be everywhere. And this English is very strong. País do telemarketing, mano. A Índia é o país do telemarketing.
Within about an hour. Looking back at this, it kind of makes sense why this happened. League has by far their biggest audience in China. Back in the day, China used to be multiple times the size of the other 3 regions combined. And I wouldn't be surprised if it was even bigger now. With Uzi, of course, catering towards that audience. And so once again, a year later, Riot released another expensive skin, and it instantly became a success. Though now, the perception of the normal player base is quite different. First of all, people are kinda tired of the expensive skins now. Like, we realized nothing's gonna happen to the skins since they generate a lot of revenue, so it's best to kinda just ignore their existence. But at the same time, despite what the doomers might say, we are getting more free content in League than before. We are constantly getting new game modes, new maps for both Summoner's Rift and ARAM now. We got double the cinematics, we got new comics, and of course there are also the metagames. So the money that Riot gets from these skins is technically getting reflected in the content. And so now you might be asking, well, since the Kaisa skin was a success again, was there even a boycott this time? Well, yes! But it's kinda just a weird thing that the community pulled off. You see, normally when gamers are doing some kind of a protest, they try to organize it, right? For example, when the Faker Ahri skin happened, people agreed that there would be a certain date from which they would start banning the champion. Which might bring up the question, did that also happen for Kaisa? Well, nope. Not even a little bit. So if nothing is happening in the game, where is the community acting? Well, it is acting in the place the community is seen the most. Not on Reddit, on Twitter. If you go to any official post made by the League of Legends account, if you scroll down, the comment section will look like this. No special messages left together with that, no explanation, just a single image with the expensive skins, which is now being copy-pasted by thousands. The weirdest part is, to my knowledge, no one organized this. Similar to what happened with the Hextech memes. This image just kinda took off on its own, and there is seemingly no end in sight. It's been going like this for over a week now. Now, to be fair, people did calm down when Yunara was revealed, because in general people are positive because that champion looks good. But after that we got back to that. And it's there to this day. And that is where we currently are with the new Kaisa. On the financial side, despite what people may think about the quality,
Cara,
it was a success because it was
assim,
aimed at the
mano,
right
tem tanta
audience,
coisa
which is
acontecendo no mundo,
especially
o cara tá
enhanced by
fazendo
the fact that
protesto por causa de roupinha de jogo, mano. Papo reto. Vamos falar real. Tipo, tanta coisa acontecendo. Eu quero a Kaisa, mas não vou pagar R$2 pra empresa vagabunda. Certíssimo. Tem que pagar pelo menos o sub na Kick antes de começar a pensar em skin. Porra. Que ideia é essa? O cara quer comprar skin de R$2.000 e não é nem sub?
Pedro00 Pedro enviou R$5. Acessa esse site aqui, tola.
Pointpointer.com. Alguém olha aí no Google o que é esse site aí, guys. E tu que comprou skin de R$2.000 e não fazia nem live. Como explica isso? Cara, quanto eu paguei na skin da Ahri? Comprei a skin da Ahri. Yes. Cara, eu tô R$1.400. Custa essa Ahri. O dinheiro que o site... O dinheiro que a skin deu. R$62 de lucro, tô aqui, hein? Meu pai tem 50k de inscritos, pega a média de 203k de visões e não bate 150 dólares ao mês. Cara, eu acho que eu vou precisar empurrar um scan de cripto, mano. Quem clicaria? Pô, e falar que foi hackeado. Pique o Trump. Trump não, o maluco da Argentina. Lança uma IE-Coin, tá ligado? E aí os caras tudo compra, aí fala depois, mano, hackearam meu Twitter. Tipo, o maluco da Argentina lá.
Olá, tudo bem? Aqui é o Uca. Olá, tudo bem? Aqui é o Uca.
Livro de League of Legends. 3 aulas, 3 vídeos, aulas de apoio por 390. Moleque, eu podia estar fazendo isso. Quem compraria essa porra? Quem compraria essa porra? Vou começar a desenhar o livro. Pacote simples, R$390. Quem compraria? Papo reto. Aprender sobre League. Nem de graça?